Wow, I think Tyrese is going to go without the microphone. I think he's just going to project.
I'm just saying, man, this is New York. You got to have a big voice out here, man.
Yes, you do. So Friday, Black Rose. I think I've got one of the few physical copies that people are allowed to have before Friday.
Only 3 in the
Everybody can
world.
have
You
it.
got one.
So this is your 6th album, your 2nd independent album,
Yes.
and your last solo album.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I'm sad about it, too.
And 2 discs. There's a making of documentary.
Yes.
And the music.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the music. Most of us have heard.
Can I talk about how happy I am to be here right now? This is like,
Yeah.
this is a big deal, man. This is a very big deal. Thank y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere in New York. I know y'all done jumped on trains and cars and planes, a couple Ubers, I'm sure. Thank y'all for just like stopping. Some of y'all left work and pissed your boss off, act like you were blue in the face and sick. I appreciate y'all for being here. And to all of the fans that are tuning in who just found out about this around the world throughout my Facebook and Twitter and Star Club and social media, thank y'all for tuning in. And I'm hoping today to give you all of the reasons why and make you understand what it took to get this album done. It's a lot of albums, a lot of people out here dropping, people making music in their garage and got a #1 single. But this is something really, really special. And I'm hoping to get y'all to understand why it's so near and dear to me before this is all over. Thank y'all for being here. I just wanted to say that. Sorry, Joe.
No, it's all right. I mean, it is New York City. I'm just happy to be here because my apartment's not air conditioned. So I'm just happy to be here right now. Stop sweating and start talking.
My man.
You've said this is your most personal album.
Yes.
And it's one that took you several years to make. Why?
Well, I came into it knowing that it was going to be my last solo album. There's a lot of different reasons. Some I can't go into as to why it's my last. But, you know, I've been at it. This year makes 20 years of me doing music and being in some form of show business.
Going back to when you were 16 years old.
Yeah, man. I did the Coke commercial 20 years ago this year, and it's kind of crazy when I think about my motivation for doing that Coke commercial. There was this girl who lived at the end of my block who I was flirting with. I was just trying to get her home number, you know. This is back before we had cell phones, and I was flirting with this girl trying to get her number, and I wanted to be able to know the feeling of spending over $100 in 2 months, because I would get like $50 a month from hustling in this parking lot, selling. There was this.
Careful here.
No, it's all right. No. If I sold, I'd tell you. I'd be proud of it. Believe me. Took care of a couple people. No, I'm just playing. I used to be in this parking lot, and there was a shopping cart, and when the people would come out of the grocery store, I would ask them for their shopping cart, and I would put the shopping cart into the section where it belongs, and a quarter would spit out. And that was my hustle. And you'd be surprised at how many people said no to me. And so when I got my residuals from my commercial, I had never seen that kind of money in my life. I used to be the typical teen, just young, go into Foot Locker or whatever and put on a pair of shoes and be like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah, do me a favor, put that in the back. I'm going to come back next week, you know? I ain't coming back next week. I definitely don't got it. So, you know, just thinking of God's favor and thinking of all of this stuff that's been able to happen through my life and career over 20 years, I've traveled everywhere in the world. I've met so many people, so many non-English speaking people that I can't even believe know my name. It's just unbelievable to be from Watts. I mean, I was exposed to every level of dysfunction imaginable: drugs, murder, prostitution, Crips and Bloods and Latin gangs, and a lot of my boys in and out of jail, 25 to life, you name it. I was exposed to it, and I was born in Watts, Martin Luther King Hospital. So my life could have went left because of everything that had happened. So for me to be chosen, for God to choose me to travel to all of these places and meet all these people and do all of these things, it's just all so new and unreal to me because it's not where I'm from. There's nobody that's from where I'm from that has experienced this level of success on any level, and nobody in my family as well. So it still feels new. I'm not jaded by any of my experiences. And so all of these years has gotten me to this Black Rose album. And so this is a very, very personal album. And specifically, Joe, what took me 3.5 years to finish this one is I don't ever remember dealing with so many personal things ever while working on an album. I was in a relationship for 5 years. No one knew it because I'm a very private person. My girl lived with me, and that relationship ended. And that wiped me out emotionally because, you know, you kind of get used to having something very special. And I was wrong. I cheated. I was sloppy. I was on the road with it. You know, social media got me caught up. DMs, just wrong. DMs is dangerous.
And you know, when you say when you say this album is personal, that's in your single with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
She caught me going through my DMs.
Yeah,
It's in
yeah.
dumb.
Yeah,
Can
dumb
we say dumb shit? No, dumb stuff.
Dumb
All right.
stuff, yeah.
I mean, that's right in there. So
Yeah.
that lyric is true to life.
Oh, it's real as it gets. But I also was dealing with, you know, as some of y'all may know, a very, very public but yet private custody battle over my 8-year-old angel, Shayla. And that wiped me out. A bunch of stuff leaked over into the public, but it was way more stuff that went on behind the scenes that no one could ever know about. But that wiped me out emotionally because that's my baby, you know? And then, of course, my brother of 14 years, Paul Walker, died in a car crash, and that wiped me out. So through my social media, people know me for being a positive person, putting up my inspirational Facebook and Twitter and, you know, all of my stuff. And here I am pushing through all of my pain to give the world all of this positivity. But I didn't even realize this until like 3 weeks ago, that all of this energy that I kept giving to everybody, I actually needed it the most myself. And so I was giving people what I didn't even have. And so here I am, you know, you can be on a movie set and be working on a movie that you're not necessarily passionate about, but they paying you handsomely. So you like, you know, I'm going to find some passion. Oh, we going to find it. Oh, there's a scheduled tier. It's coming. 7:30, action. Oh, we going to find it. So we have that, and then we have all of these other things, from endorsement deals to traveling, doing shows, just hosting clubs, just whatever. They're paying you, and you got to show up. You got to do your thing. One thing that I could never, ever be paid for, that could never motivate me, is my music.
Because it's more personal for you.
If it ain't coming from a real place, it won't happen, period. You couldn't offer me a car. You can't say, oh, man, sing these 3 songs, and you can get a brand new car. It'll never happen, ever. So I'm in a relationship, and we started working on this song because of the things that I was doing that I was ashamed of. But yet, my girl was still in the house upstairs, and I could not sing this song. And then when she finally moved out, I was able to sing the song. And it took me 8 days to do the song Shame because I was crying and I was emotional and I was just wiped out. And that was the first song that I recorded for Black Rose, which ended up being the second single. And the second song I recorded was Dumb Shh. So it was kind of in reverse. Dumb Shh was the first single. Shame is number 2. But it took me 8 days to record Shame. And I could not do it while she was still with me because it had to come from a real place. I'm ashamed of me. And then I go upstairs. Yeah, baby, how was your day? You good? Yeah, I just sung a song about you. You're still here. But yeah, how's everything? I couldn't do it. So this is my most vulnerable album, my most personal album, my most emotional album. But anybody who's been rocking with me musically know that I don't sing sad music. You know, this album is not depressing. It's not sad. But my albums are honest. When you hear songs like Stay, even though it's me begging my girl to stay, it doesn't make you sad. It's not like, stay. It's not that. So, you know, I'm not asking. I need y'all support on this album. It's independent, so I did it my way. I pushed my deadline back like 7, 8 times because
So
I just
originally
could
you were
not.
thinking of releasing this last year.
It was supposed to be released 2.5 years ago.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I was supposed to do the album and then sing it and then release it. But it's been rough. It's been rough.
Let's talk about the process of putting the album together, because there is the DVD telling that story. You and I were talking beforehand about your music boot camps. Can you explain how those work and what those are?
Well, if you notice on the album, it's 2 discs. It's going to be a total of 3 discs. You have Black Rose, which is coming out now, and then you have Black Rose Reloaded coming around November. But on this particular album, you have the Blu-ray and the DVD about the making of the album. And I think it's very important. I think in today's world, through social media, the fans have more access to the stars and entertainers and political figures than you guys have ever had in the history of being a fan. What are you eating? Just go to his timeline. Who are you dating? What does your pillows look like? Just go to his timeline. Elvis Presley never had social media. So you didn't know what he was doing at any point. You just kind of seen him when he showed up for an interview or a show. And so, you know, I decided, because this is my last album, I created what I call a Black Rose universe, which is a double album, a documentary about the making of the album. Black Rose is also the name of my 3rd book, following How to Get Out of Your Own Way, and my 2nd book, which was called Manology, that I did with Rev Run. This is book number 3. And it's also a short film, which is very important. You know, Shame is the 2nd single, but it's also the name of my movie, which is a short film produced by my hero, Denzel Washington. I think he deserves a round of applause. I'm just saying. So if you were to Google this, I've always said that I won't feel like I made it as an actor until I work with Denzel Washington. So even though he's producing my short film, I think this is the first short film he's ever produced. It's starring myself and Jennifer Hudson. It's produced by Denzel, and it's directed by Paul Hunter, who's another mentor of mine.
Paul Hunter, such a well-known video director.
Yes.
If you ever seen D'Angelo's Untitled video, and I'm sure some of you have.
Shirtless, couple
TLC's
of muscles.
Unpretty. Yeah, I mean he's
Yeah.
and Shame is styled as a 60s period piece.
Yes.
Really
if you
beautiful.
love Dreamgirls and movies like Ray, it feels just like that. I didn't want to do anything that was set in modern times, so you know, it's a character piece. So I'm very abusive. I'm very aggressive. I'm a cokehead and an alcoholic. Jennifer Hudson is also my co-star in this. She deserves a round of applause too. I'm just saying. So, I mean, imagine like working with this many Oscars. I haven't won an Oscar. I will one day. I've been practicing my speech. But you know, I mean, it was a God-sent vision. I wrote the movie Shame, and I've been living with these songs. So I have this thing where I say, on a creative level, I'm probably one of the weirdest people you'll ever meet creatively, because I just have these very unconventional and untraditional things that I do to like find the fibers of creativity. So I have this thing about like matrix numbers, right? You know the movie Matrix with all the numbers called? So whenever a vision or an idea comes to me, I start seeing numbers like 6 and 15, and then I add it all up and I create this thing, and it's like a big spoon in a pot. So all my matrix numbers like fall in this big pot of stew, and then I'm able to create. And so this Shame movie came from me living with this song and literally creating all of these characters in this world. So the first thing that popped in my head was the year 1968. And I imagined that I was a soul singer singing in this like pub or this bar that's in Detroit. And my goal was to have like Berry Gordy or somebody that's associated to Berry Gordy to one day show up in this bar and see me singing. And so I start feeling myself. And sometimes us as entertainers, we become powerful, but we become very abusive with our power. So that's who my character was. I'm married to Jennifer Hudson. She's one of my background singers. And I have 3 singers. And then my mistress is my other singer. And they sing together. So imagine they sing in harmony together, but nothing beyond them singing together is in harmony, because it's my wife and it's my mistress, and they got to sing together. I mean, that's just ratchet as hell, right? So that's what Shame is about. And so you've never seen me this way. This is the most uncomfortable movie that me and Jennifer Hudson have ever worked on.
Actually starts with you going to confession.
Yes, I start off in a church because we all run to Jesus when it gets bad. We don't know Jesus until it gets bad. It'll be like, you know, Jesus, give me 1 second. I'm winning right now. Give me 1 second. I mean, that's what normally happens. It's like, oh, why do you know Jesus now? Oh, you messed up. Jesus, you know. So anyway, I start off in a confessional booth with me confessing to all of this stuff that's been going on. And then it happens. I wish we could show the video now. AOL, how we looking? Can we show this video now while all of these people are like watching around the world? Is that possible to like go straight into it? Am I just reaching right now? It's a reach?
But we've described it pretty well. I'm just telling you, we're not acting it out. I'm not playing the Jennifer Hudson part.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Don't throw me up against the wall, please. I like you, Ty. Don't do it. So I want y'all to like stop what you're doing. Finish watching the interview, of course. I got some more stuff to share, but I want you to definitely watch this video and just know that it's 25 minutes running time. We're hoping to put this film in the Toronto Film Festival and another film festival that Isabella refused to give me the name of, but we'll give it. By the end of this interview, Isabella will tell me the name of the second film festival that we're going to put this movie in. So, yeah.
We were talking about the music boot camps that were part of the making of the record and are chronicled on the making of the record DVD. Yes. That's something some people do, put together a writing workshop, but you took it a step further, right?
Well, I had this vision, another random vision with my matrix numbers. I was landing on a plane in Tenerife, Canary Islands, and we were doing Fast and the Furious 6. I like telling these stories.
Yeah.
So I imagine me sleeping on a window seat, and I wake up. Oh, my. I need to do this Black Rose album in Arizona. Everybody would say, Repeat after me. Why in Arizona? I don't know. So I get this vision to do this album in Arizona. So the R&B boot camps are very extensive. It ended up being a house that was like 12,000 square feet. I had a chef there that cooked brunch because most of us would stay up to like 6 or 7 a.m. It was 24 hours, 7 days a week of music, 32 days in Arizona. It was
you're
19
bringing in
of us.
songwriters, musicians.
Singers, producers, writers, musicians, like the most geniusly talented people. And they're not all like A-list and established. I have this thing on a creative level where I love surrounding myself with people that are just geniusly talented, but they might not be on because they got this bloodthirsty, aggressive energy to win and feed their family versus the arrogant, established folks. It's just like, yeah, what's the name of the song you trying to do? Okay, yeah, cool. So this week I'm in with Tyrese. Next week I'm in with Usher. Next week I'm in with Trey. And you know what I'm saying? Just let me know what you're trying to do, what direction you're going in. So I love working with people that I call it the bloodstream. I call it like venom, like good venom. I want to know that what we're doing is in your bloodstream. And it's like live, breathe, and eat, sleep, Black Rose. So I got all this energy from 19 people. I had my trainer there. I had a chef there. I had a therapist there. I'm just playing. I was a therapist. So imagine 32 days of music. Everyone leaves their wives and kids at home, and we just were focused on getting it done. And we end up doing 163 records in 32 days. And thank you. And so out comes this beautiful baby named Black Rose. And I was pregnant with this vision. I was pregnant. It's an analogy. Relax. I don't appreciate you making reference to pregnancy. You a man. You wouldn't even know the half of what it is to be. Listen, I had pregnancy complications. A lot of sleepless nights. It's crazy. Anyway, so this baby, Black Rose, came from a lot in order to get it done. And so this is a very different album release. And Stevie Wonder did his own version of an R&B boot camp. Michael Jackson did it with Quincy Jones. Timberland did it when he had all of the Jodeci and the Missy Elliott's and all of these guys. They did these boot camps in Virginia. And what ends up happening is an album feels cohesive. You know, a lot of albums these days sound like mixtapes because you got a bunch of producers that don't even physically get in the studio to work with you. They're sending email. What you think about this beat? One rapper over here is doing the verse, another rapper's doing the verse, and they're sending emails around, and it doesn't feel cohesive. It doesn't feel organic because they're not in the same place working on the music. And so I wanted to get back to that formula. And this is my baby. This is my best. It's 20 years of music. It's my last solo album. And I feel so good about what ended up happening. And there's one thing that inspired me. Not only do I have one of the most beautiful and blessed teams because they became the strength that I didn't have. Isabella Castro is God sent. I'm telling you, like, you know how you have a player who is not motivated to play no more, and there's always this beautiful woman that comes in. You can do it. You still have what it takes. And I'm like, no, forget this. I don't want to do it no more. Just do it. You can do it. That was Isabella. She's my manager. She's loyal. I am pretty convincing. I can talk you out of some shit. I was not able to talk Isabella out of finishing this Black Rose album. So I dedicate the success of this album to Isabella.
Was it like that? Did you really want to walk away from it?
I was done. This album is not supposed to be saying a release date in 2 days. Like when this album is released, I'm probably gonna cry, man, for like 2 days. I'm telling you.
Wow. Okay.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's
this
some plans
was
for
not
Saturday and
supposed
Sunday.
to happen. Huh?
That's your plans for Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday, I'm
Just
crying. I got scheduled tears. For real. I ed my tears FedExed in. It's coming.
But you pushed it off a number of times, but you were really thinking of walking away entirely.
I was done with music, man. I was not gonna do it. I was not gonna do it. And I'm telling you, the album isn't sad, but bro, I'm telling you, if I didn't have my team and people around me like Harvey Mason and just all like, it was like giving me this positive reinforcement and energy that I didn't have. It's crazy. And I've never experienced anything like it. So for me to be here, it's crazy, man. I feel it's unbelievable to me.
Tell me about the book, Black Rose, the book. What's that going to be?
By a round of applause, who's read any of the books that I've released? Anybody? Okay, cool. About three claps. That's all right. Thank you. I feel successful.
Both New York Times bestsellers.
Yes. How to Get Out of Your Own Way was my first one, and Manology was the second one that I did with Rev Run. This one is Black Rose. Black Rose is about life, love, spirituality. It is the most uncomfortable book I've ever written. I mean, one of the topics is, do I love you more than I know you? How is it possible to love somebody as much as you love them when you don't even know them? So you love them based on who they appear to be. My love for you is on 150th Street, but me knowing you is on 10th Street. I don't know you. So it just kind of reminds you that there's a lot of undiscovered magicians out here who know how to create the smoke and get you caught up in who they appear to be. And then when the smoke clears, you like, and it's confusing. And it's painful to discover who people really are. So it's a very multi-layered, emotional book. And I'm going to release that in November.
Now, you just mentioned Rev Run, who you did Manology with. I've read that you're working on a television show with Reverend Run. Is that right?
Yeah, we have the book. I mean, the movie, the TV show isn't titled yet. But we did a huge deal over with Oprah Winfrey on the OWN network. And it's basically us talking about life, love, spiritualities. He is my best friend in the whole world of 7 years. And we have a very strange friendship. I guess that's the best way to say it. Only strange because of the age difference. He's 50, I'm 36, and he's like, when I walk in the room with Rev Run, people are like, it's like the hip hop Jesus, you know what I mean? Run DMC, you know. And so people don't understand, like, how are y'all friends? Like, why make this make sense to me? Like, you're from LA, he's from New York. How are y'all friends? And, you know, his wife and his kids and his family, they stay at my house when they come to L.A. I don't think Rev has stayed in a hotel in L.A. in like 4 years. And so we have this friendship where we motivate and inspire each other. Rev Run to me is like the new blueprint of what love is as far as a wife and a family man and a father. And it's just like this day-to-day way. We talk like 10 times a day on the phone. It's just crazy. And so for us to now have a TV show is going to be crazy because I'm unfiltered. I'm being safe today. But I got a potty mouth, and I just say exactly what I'm thinking and feeling. And he says what he's feeling, but he's more safe. And so that combination is going to be crazy for the TV to witness, and it's going to be some uncomfortable stuff because we are going all the way.
And your film career continues as well. I've read that you're playing Ice Cube's partner in Ride Along 2. Is that right?
Yeah, Ride Along. Yeah, that's going to be crazy because you remember Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. He's riding along, so Ice Cube actually has a partner. So that's going to be crazy to get into that. I had a lot of fun working on that movie. They all welcome me. I mean, it's nothing like it feels the way first timers like Jason Statham when he or The Rock Johnson when they came to Fast and the Furious. I was already there for 14 years, so they like, man, I'm like jumping on the train of something that's already successful, and that's how I felt with them because Ride Along was so huge. I was like, man, I'm like jumping on the success train of Ride Along to be a part of part 2. So it was a big deal. So I'm very grateful to Tim Story, the director, and everybody that let me. Will Packer. It was a lot of fun.
And to bring it back to Black Rose, should we're looking forward, I guess, in November to Black Rose Reloaded. Should we be looking for a tour as well?
I'm hoping to tour. We're putting some stuff together now. I've said to my team, I'm not touring without sponsorship. Ain't gonna happen. It's just too expensive to be on the road. It's just a lot. I mean, you deal with kind of the promoter who pays the artist the fee, and you got taxes, you got commissions, and then you got to pay all these people that's on the road with you, and then you end up with very little when you go home. I like my house, and I don't want to lose it. So I don't want to end up putting my cars on a flatbed and saying, oh, man, because I went on a tour. So I hope that, we end up with a lot of sponsorship to collaborate on that level so that I can tour. But right now, I just want to invite everybody that's watching. This is a big deal. Like, if there was a heart monitor, my heart is beating so fast since I've been here, and you would say, why? You do TV all the time. I don't do live TV all the time, and with the amount of people that's watching this right now, I am scared as hell because we're in a very uncomfortable time right now. Like, as an artist, how do you sell records? How do you sell records? Why would anybody decide that instead of waiting on the album to come out and just me buy individual songs that I like, why would they decide to buy a whole album? And so I don't know how to sell albums. I don't know how to do it. But guess what? I also don't want to be another artist that comes out and I say that this is my last solo album after 20 years of music and then deal with the embarrassment of coming out, because they base the success of your album on the first week of sales. So how is it possible that I can get everybody that's watching to run to iTunes and Google Play and decide to take this musical journey with me and support Black Rose? I would love that. I don't know how to get you to do it, but I would love for you to decide to run to iTunes right now. Now, when you pre-order the album, you have to buy the whole album. Now, when the album comes out, you can listen to a minute and 10 seconds of each song and decide, I like this one, I like this one, I like that one. So pre-orders is very important, and I think we can do it because they say hip-hop is taking over and that R&B fans are dead. Is that true? No. I didn't hear y'all. No. So there's still an R&B fan base out here. Now, this is what's crazy. Now, I'm going to say something that you probably never even thought about. Barry White never did a song with Curtis Blow. Luther Vandross never did a song with Run DMC. Back in the day, when R&B soul albums came out, it was just that, an R&B album. Period. R&B right now is so insecure because you can't even have your song played on the radio unless it sounds like hip-hop. A lot of R&B singers are trying to become rappers because R&B music is suffering in album sales. So imagine how I feel as an R&B singer coming out with an album that don't have a bunch of rappers on it. I'm scared as hell. So this is why shows like this is important, because I got one shot at having everybody right now in the moment to decide to go pre-order the album Black Rose and support R&B music specifically. Now, I ain't turning up. I ain't popping. I'm not twerking. I'm sorry. I ain't got nothing ratchet for you. This is a real album. You can press play on this, and from top to bottom, this is my heart. This is my best. I don't even know if I'm selling the album right now, but I'm just telling you my truth. Thank you.
Well, let's take some questions from the audience.
Ask me anything. I'm listening.
How you doing, man?
Okay, deep voice with a beard.
Is there anybody that you want to haven't worked with that you would like to, whether music-wise or acting?
Acting-wise, I would love to work with Denzel Washington on a movie set. That would be a dream come true for me. On so many levels. I would probably end up forgetting a lot of my lines because it's only happened a few times where I'm working with people that are so talented. I'm like watching them perform while I'm performing with them. And then I'll be like, I had a line. What's my line again? Because they're just like so good, I can't believe it. Music-wise, I would love to work with, on the hip-hop side, I would love to work with Jay-Z. He's one of my favorite rappers, period. Music-wise, like as a producer, I think I've worked with most of my favorites. So yeah, my bucket list is done on that.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Nice
Take another
turquoise shirt.
question.
I definitely seen you when you stood up. Turquoise is real in these streets. Normally, dark-skinned people wear bright colors. So he really wants everybody to see him. He's light-skinned, and he's got on turquoise. It's real.
Hi.
She's got on orange.
Yes, I do.
This is real. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Bless you.
So you've done so many things in your career. You've sang, you write, you act, and on top of that, you've mentioned today that you've been dealt some pretty tough cards. So how do you manage to balance everything out and find the strength to keep going?
Well, that's a really good question. The depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. I believe that. I believe it. I believe it. And I don't look forward to problems. I don't look forward to life challenges. I don't look forward to things that can catch you off guard. But life is a mother sometimes. I mean, when I think about Paul Walker alone, you think about people that wake up every day and they have negative and malicious intentions towards other people. When you listen to people like, man, I can't wait to wipe him or take him or stab him or shoot him. Paul was the nicest person you'll ever meet. So he didn't just burn in a car. Why did it happen to him of all the people in the world? That is confusing as hell. And so you look at that and you process that and you're trying to understand that. And then you just say, you know what? What am I supposed to learn from this? Because they say you will grow through what you go through. But what am I supposed to grow? How am I supposed to learn? So some of these things about life just completely catches you off guard. And then you just say, man, I got to still make the best of this one life that I still have. You know, my daughter is still here. My daughter can't be looking at daddy cry every day. I got to pull it together. And so you look for creativity. You look for art. You look for things that you can dig deep and decide God has to still use you and pass all of this stuff through you to unleash it on the world. I have this saying, and even though I'm definitely here to talk about Black Rose, I feel like since there's so many people watching this, it's my job to like leave you with as much inspiration as I can because some people can't afford to buy an album, and I understand that. So I feel like fame doesn't mean anything if you can't take this God-given stage, because I have emotional access. I got people that are looking at this that is going to decide to not give up. So you have to inspire the uninspired. You have to motivate the unmotivated, and you have to encourage the unencouraged. We are amongst the lost generation. There's a lot of people out here that don't want a handout. That's not saying, you got it, give it to me. I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm educated, I'm talented, but I'm lost. And I can't figure out how to get from here to where God has ultimately destined me to be. And so I feel like this is a God-given stage that he's given me, and now I'm using my success. I'm sharing these stories about all this shit that I went through. And I'm saying, you're going through your own version of issues and problems. And you might decide to give up. You can't give up. You have gifts. You have visions and ideas. Entrepreneurs that are young, I want you to decide to dream beyond your circumstances. Dream beyond your bank account. Some of us find ourselves dreaming, well, I can't afford to dream that big. Do you know how much shit I come up with every day that I can't afford? Do you understand that? I get in rooms and conference rooms every day. I'm the chairman and CEO of Voltron Entertainment. We are literally in the thick of 43 projects. Do you know how many billionaires I'm in the room with? And they don't have no ideas, but they're just wealthy. And they're waiting on people like us to show up, to have our shit together so they can say, oh my God, I would have never thought of this. I got all the money in the world to fund this. This is the reason we shouldn't give up. And a lot of times we can find ourselves letting our friends and family and loved ones talk us out of our visions and our dreams. It's not your visions. There's dream killers out here. There's people that's going to talk you out of greatness. And then you got your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. They'd be like, baby, I got this idea. Well, what is it? What are you going to talk to me about that has nothing to do with me? Well, I got this idea. And then they end up talking you out of it. The world is waiting on your visions and your ideas. Imagine if Steve Jobs would have allowed us to talk him out of his ideas. You wouldn't have a laptop in your pocket, in your hand, or an iPhone. It wouldn't be here. So that's what Black Rose is about. It's about saying, I have visions and ideas, and I don't want to rob the world of these experiences. So that's a long-ass response. I'm sorry, I care.
Do we have time for another
Yes.
question?
Last year you posted a video on of you and your daughter, of you giving her sort of a self-love lesson, which
Yes.
was the most incredible video I saw last year and made everyone cry and was very popular. And I'm wondering what inspired you to do that?
Well, what inspires me to do it? I mean, it's an ongoing thing. I think as a father and as a mother, for the mothers that we have watching this, we are amongst the lost generation. And like, I am going to end up feeling the way the world wants me to feel if my daddy don't tell me how I'm supposed to feel about myself. So think of the world as if you're a little kid, you're just on the, not just bullying. I know people talk about, it's bullies. No, we're not talking about bullies. We're talking about people that will say something to your daughter and wipe her confidence completely out. So you can't tell me how to feel about me when my dad has instilled the way I'm supposed to feel about me. I don't care that you don't like me because I like me. I don't care that you don't love me because I love me. You can't buy what's not for sale. I can't be purchased. I don't care what kind of car you pull up in, dude. I don't like you. My daddy has put me in the nicest cars. I've been smelling leather my whole life. Shut up. Shut up. So it goes back to magicians. Like, so many of us as men and women, we're impressionable, even if you're grown. When somebody pulls out all of the smoke, you can get caught up in it. My daughter, fortunately, through my hard work, is growing up in a life and a lifestyle that she's very blessed to have. But in the midst of it, she is getting insight and information to where I can turn my back and you will not be able to talk my daughter into anything. So if she decides to do it, she's going to be doing it from an educated place, because self-love is the cure to self-hate, period. Thank you so much.
I think we're good. We've got another question coming from.
I love it.
Where are
I'm not ready to wrap this up. We're
okay,
having a lot of
all
fun. This is a real talk show
got
right
a
here.
question.
Right there on aisle 6.
Fire away.
Hey, Tyrese. There's rumor on the internet that
There are rumors on the internet?
yeah.
I learn something
All
new
right,
every
Roma.
day.
Well, there's rumors circling around that you have a role to be as Jon Stewart from Green Lantern. Is that true?
Next question, please. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, the fans started it, man. Fans started it. I've already taken the oath, so we'll just see what happens. The fans started creating this fan art of me as the Green Lantern. And, you know, I think there's this really aggressive urge for black superheroes. And I'm ready to put on my green suit. I get excited when I see green. I look.
Now, when you say you've taken the oath, you mean the Green Lantern oath
Yeah.
in Brightest Day and Darkest Night?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've taken the oath.
I've taken oath, yes. I get excited about St. Patrick's Day. You know, anything green. Get excited. I get excited. I drink a lot of Starbucks because it's green. All things green, I'm excited. So, you know, I've been in talks with Warner Brothers. And so we'll just see what happens. What I love is that whatever the outcome of this is, it all started from the fans. So I don't remember ever doing anything that specifically was started and finished by the fans. And sometimes I feel like the fans should get what they want. And I was innocent. I was at home. I was eating some Lucky Charms. And I seen this fan art of me as Green Lantern, and I put it up on my Twitter and social media, and it went crazy. It was like on like 200 blogs and websites. Tyrese is the Green Lantern. I'm like, I never said that. But, you know, hey, I don't, you know, if you want to keep saying this shit, let's go, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. I'm willing. So I got to work on my midsection, because you can't put on a suit that tight and be wrong in the midsection. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Got a question up front here.
Yes, my dear. Come on, Green.
Hi, Tyrese.
She's filming herself a film, me. It's a lot of love and happiness here.
So, huge fan of yours, forever and ever, ever. And congratulations on everything.
Thank you, babe.
Today's generation, the rate of marriage is going down. The rate of childbirth is going down. And if you ask a lot of people, they would probably give more negatives about marriage than positive. For you, what were like the biggest perks of marriage? What were the biggest thrills of marriage? And also, what would keep you from cheating again?
Oh, you came straight for the kaboom, huh? God damn. What's going to stop you from putting your wee-wee in other women outside of your girl? God damn. You went straight for the kaboom. Damn. Can somebody get me out of here? Is there a life button? What is that TV show? A lifeline? So let's talk about the first one, marriage. I think, unfortunately, a divorce is way more popular these days than people in the press and media deciding to highlight happy, functioning, and beautiful marriages. And I think, for me, the blueprint of marriage was established like 20, 30 years ago. Your granddaddy, who's been married for 20, 30, 40 years, was not on social media, was not getting DMs and Facebook posts. I can't talk about a lot of DMs. DMs is the devil. No one were dealing with the social media from way back when. So I think just thinking about the opportunity for a marriage and a relationship to end and not be successful. We have way more of an opportunity for that to happen in today's world compared to the foundation of what marriages were built on back then. And then whatever happened to giving people the cover of a magazine for being successfully married for 5 years, 10 years? They only end up on the cover of 40 different magazines when they file for divorce. Think about it. So right now, divorces is being highlighted so much, it seems like the casual and normal thing to do. We're going to get a divorce. To hell, let's do it. We're going to get really popular from this. You sure? I'm sure.
Why are you looking at me when you're saying that?
Huh?
No, nothing. Okay.
So that's part one. And I think this. We are also in a time where through social media, everyone is desperate for validation. Like me, validate me. I don't love my girl unless you make me feel good about the fact that I love my girl. I think my husband is beautiful, but do you? We're happy. Do we look happy? Everything is about getting this validation from random ass people that have nothing to do with what you have. And so when things go left, that same energy is now being invited into your house. You don't know these people. Why are you so desperate to invite these people into so much of your world? You don't like your fish until somebody else like your fish. If you don't shut up, look what we're eating. By the time you eat your food, it's cold. And you got to send it back to the kitchen because you didn't put up like 8 pictures of your food. Can you shut up already? It is unbelievable. So that is like, we're dealing with that in a very, very different way than we've ever dealt with. So that's a part of it. And as far as my cheating, yeah, that was a big swallow. Look, I'm just doing the best I can. As a man, I don't think we wake up and we decide, today, I'm going to cheat on my girl. Today, I'm going to take advantage of all this that I have access to. It's a mother out here. I mean, I'm just innocent. I'm at this restaurant, and these leg muscles just walk by, and you like, well, damn, I'm supposed to be focused on this salad. Things happen. I think as men, I can't speak for all because women cheat too. They're just way better at it. Yeah, y'all are. They laughing because they know what I'm talking about. You leave us no clues. It'd be just like, damn, I had no idea my girl slept with like 17 people while we were together. I had no idea. She's like really good at this thing. It's just, you're like a professional cheater. The problem is I'm sloppy. So it's like you should only do what you're good at. It was like some guys are just so bad at cheating, they leave all the clues in the world. It's like your phone is, like I had this girl, I got caught cheating. I got a text message at like 3 a.m. This is the inspiration behind the song Dumb Shit featuring Snoop. You should definitely check that video out too. It's on the Black Rose album. So I got a text at like 3 a.m. I forgot to turn my ringer off. And when I get a text message, it's just like, it's loud. It goes, ha ha. It's like really loud. So it's 3 a.m. and I get this text message, and I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? My phone was there, and my girl reads my phone. And like, you get a text message, and it like gives you a quick little snippet of what the text message is. And so the text message came through from Walmart. So y'all already know, but y'all already know the rest of the story. So obviously, no one in customer service is texting me from Walmart. So I saved her. I saved her name under Walmart. And I just really,
You just keep going, man. Just keep going. I want to see where this ends up.
I couldn't get out of it, man. I couldn't get out of it.
Where'd y'all
man.
meet? Walmart?
Huh?
Where'd you meet her? Walmart?
No, I didn't meet her at Walmart. That was I was cheating with this girl, and I saved her name under Walmart.
I was just trying to find out why. But all right, so it comes through 3 a.m. Walmart texts you.
That was it.
Okay.
She asked me, "Who is it?" It was just like it was something that I just couldn't get out of, and it was this girl that she told me to leave her alone. It was just really bad. So at first her name was saved under her name, and then I was like, I can't stop messing with this girl. So you know what? Let me change her identity.
Okay. Do we have time for one more question?
Yeah, this is going to be the last question over here in the back.
There we go.
Yes. I love y'all, by the way. If you're just tuning in, we're here to promote Black Rose. Can I see the album?
Oh, sure.
I just want to show y'all, before we get to that question, there's a lot of dudes standing up, by the way. I'm not used to this. Used to the ladies. It's a lot of deep voices coming through the questions. But I want y'all to see something really quick before. Sorry, just have a seat for a quick second, because we're about to wrap this up, and some people just tuned in. So we're here to talk about Black Rose, which is my, go ahead, round of applause. Thank you so much. I just want to make sure that for the people, just like, you know, people been texting, my cousin and them need to watch this, it's live. Black Rose is my last album, and I'm very proud. Did y'all know that you can win a Grammy from album packaging? Did y'all know that? Did anybody know that? Of course you didn't. I didn't know it either. I found out like 2 years ago, so I worked really hard on the album packaging. Just in case y'all didn't know. You remember that feeling that you used to have when music was music? When you used to like go to a record store before they shut them all down? And you used to be like, man, I can't wait to buy my favorite album from my favorite artist, because I look forward to like reading the lyrics and like experiencing the album packaging. You remember that feeling? So this Black Rose album packaging is like, it's top notch. I work really hard on it. So you get all of the album credits, and every song is in there, and it's just like this cohesive, old school feeling, and I'm just really proud. It comes with a DVD Blu-ray about the making of the album, as well as my 14 songs, which is my best album to date. And I'm just excited that this is coming out in 2 days. A lot of people don't know this as well, but albums are no longer released on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. Anyway, they're all released on Fridays now, and this is going to be the first album to be released on a Friday. So it's called Black Rose, and I'm definitely asking for your support. I'm an independent. I left all of the majors because they were just a big clump of distractions getting in the way of my creative process. And this is my best album, and it's my last solo album in 20 years. So I definitely want y'all to support it. And you should go to iTunes and Google Play right now to pre-order it, because it's my best.
All right. And now,
There you go, sir. Thank you.
and now, wrapping
Muscle
it up
man
with
with the shirt, with the deep voice. Make sure you give him a pectoral thrust as you ask the question. Thank you so much.
Hey man, I pre-ordered the album. Awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Video to Shame, and it wasn't a music video; it was an experience.
Oh wow,
And I'm
thank
actually
you.
have to play that for my lady later this week. So, but anyway, this felt like pretty much like an episode of Inside the Actor Studio. But my question is, so basically you've gone through a shit ton of contrasts in your life, and I was just curious how you like develop your philosophy, because certainly you're seemingly grounded, and I'd like to learn if there's like any books you read that you can probably recommend that helped you on the journey.
Well, for my audience, thank you very much, by the way. I appreciate that, man. Like me, you probably need some lighting because you're very dark. You should have got, you guys are panning the cameras over there, but you should have panned your lighting package over there too. You can see me because I got light. I've never used sunblock in my life, but we do have dark skin issues. A lot of my friends don't see me in certain restaurants until I smile.
Even with those diamonds in the ears.
Yeah,
there's-
yeah. Well, you know,
there's
it's
a lot of life bouncing off
it's
that.
diamonds and teeth. Yeah, we've been dealing with this our whole life. Shout out to you, man. Yeah. The problem is your ass is always much darker than your face, so just live with that for a moment.
So the question was about inspirational books that might have helped you through your journey.
No, listen, you know what's crazy? What y'all are witnessing right now is the stuff that ends up in the Fast and the Furious. This stuff is not written, man. We just be on the set and stuff just started happening and they put it on camera. I'm telling you. Anyway, back to your question, sir. You know what's crazy? Because I got one of the highest level of ADD. I don't read a lot of books. I also have ADHD, which stands for Attention Deficit Hyper Disorder. I won't go into anything else I have. We'll just stop right there. So he's been laughing at me all day. So I think one of the most powerful but yet small books I've ever read is, damn, what's the name of that book? ADD. It's kicking in right now. Isabella, do you remember the name of that very small book that I read? I know it's from James Allen. It's a very small book. I got it. As a man thinketh, so is he. And in a woman's case, it would be as a woman thinketh. This book is so potent. It makes it so. This book is so literal. Like, it talks about the fact that nothing is spontaneous. Like, everything that you do, every person that you date, every situation that you get into is a direct reflection of thought. Everything starts off as a thought. As a man thinketh. Will Smith recommended that book to me. I read that book, and it messed me up. I ended up running 19 miles on a treadmill because I thought my way into 19 miles. I ain't did it since. My lower back was dead. It was so real. 19 miles I ran. So I love that book, and you should definitely get it. And for the ADD folks like me, it's like 40 pages, and it just changed my life forever. So rest in peace, but thank you to Mr. James Allen for writing that book.
Well, all right. And thank you, Tyrese. Black Rose on Friday, July 10th. We're going to leave it here.
All right. Is it over?
It's over.
When I say black, y'all say rose. Black. Black. I like him. He's Jamaican as hell. Rose. Black Rose. Me got 13 job now. Black Rose. I've never heard Black Rose with a Jamaican accent. That's all right, man. Bless you. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all to our co-hosts. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I appreciate y'all. And thank everybody for tuning in around the world. I appreciate y'all. Bless you. Go get Black Rose. I left you with my best. Bless you.